darlings. Thank you for joining me on Tea Time. This is part 2 on having a career in social media. And if you watched part 1, you know that we already discussed getting started, the basics, and all of the conversation has been based on the questions that you submitted to me over on my Instagram stories. And so on this segment of having a career in social media, we're going to focus in on content creating, brand partnerships, and making money. And you, darling, submitted tons of questions all about those topics. And without further ado, let's just dive right in. Oh, side note, I am actually, it's morning here and I am enjoying, and here is my famous English breakfast tea latte with oat milk and raw honey. It is absolutely delicious. And if you don't already have a traveler cup, I highly recommend you get a Fellows cup. Keeps your beverage hot for just hours and hours, and it's quite chic. So anyway, darlings, I hope you enjoy this one. I am so passionate about sharing this topic. So anyway, I'm gonna keep chatting if I don't shut up now. So anyway, enjoy. So we're on to the segment of content creating. How do you keep generating ideas of what to post? Honestly, I look to you guys to tell me what to post by what you engage in, by what you're like commenting on, and really letting me know through the comments you leave and the little hearts that you leave, comments that you leave on the blog, comments you leave on YouTube. Those posts that you guys are really blowing up and like really resonating with you, that lets me know that's what you're into. And then sometimes I do polls on IG just to like keep it going. Like maybe I'm so far down my, in my own little bubble of things that I've been wanting to share that I just turn to you guys and like, hey, what are you guys into seeing? Like, what should I throw up on the blog and that kind of thing. What camera do you use? I use an iPhone 12 Pro Max a lot. More than I use, right now I'm using a Canon video camera, and then I have a Nikon DSLR, which I use for any like my super high res stuff that goes on the blog, or it's going to be used in collaboration with a brand that's like, oh, we're gonna use this digitally on our site or something. Then I ditch my phone. But the majority of what I do these days, I just use my phone. The quality on the iPhones is insane, and I know they just dropped a new phone, although I'm pretty good with my 12, or the 12 Pro Max, whatever. I don't know if there's a difference between cameras, but I really love my camera. It's awesome, so I use my phone a lot. Do you take your own pics or professional photographer? I think I covered that in the last segment, but I take my own photos, all my own photos. Occasionally, I cannot wait. It's gonna happen soon, but Carol is a photographer, and when she's in town, then we get to connect and shoot together, but that doesn't happen very often. So what you see is all me. I do all the editing, all the photos, all that stuff, all the video editing, except for a couple of things. But yeah, I'm the photographer, so no pro. I guess by now maybe I'm like semi-pro, but I definitely am not. I don't know what I'm doing, not really. I'm kind of like still faking it and still trying to make it work. Okay, and the final question here in the content creating, what's the most stressful part of being a content creator? The most stressful part is when things don't go right. I think that is what, I am such a planner. I'm such a fine-tuned, like boom, 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 boom. Carol and I have everything very organized and very structured. My Google Calendar tells me exactly what I'm doing every day. She lines it up like what I'm gonna shoot and everything. But when my schedule is disturbed because something's not going right, or maybe I'm having technical issues, or that for me is just like, the worst, because now I have to stop and try and troubleshoot something, or maybe I didn't get a product, or I received a product and it's broken, and now I've got to wait for another one. Deadlines looming. When something doesn't go right, it doesn't go like according to our perfect little schedule, I feel like that for me, for the type of person I am, that is like the most stressful part of content creating. And so that concludes the content creating portion, and we're gonna move on to brand partnership and making money. I can't believe you guys are hanging in there for all this. Okay, because we got to the best part, and I saved this for last because I was like, I got so many questions about money. I mean, obviously, that's what we all want to know. Like, how do I do this so that I'm getting paid? Like, duh, why would you do it otherwise? Like, I know that needs to be like your far off end goal. I still feel you really need to focus on the passion and the value. But let's jump into the first question, which is, do you approach brands or did you wait for them to approach you? You know, I have to be honest, brands approach me. All of the work that you see me do is because, except for a couple that have come through from my management, the majority of everything is something that comes to us directly. I think that when you're creating content and you tag a brand, or you're on stories and you tag a brand, you're letting that brand know, hello, hey, I'm here, my name is TTL Murphy, and I really love your yogi tea. And when they are thinking, hey, we have a budget and we want to hire some influencers for this campaign coming up, hey, they go through and they're like, oh, I remember that TTL Murphy, she tagged us, she loves our brand, she has a vibe that we're really into, I've seen the content she's creating, and you know what, we're gonna hire her, let's send her and offer her way. And that's basically how it happens. I feel like once you begin building relationships, then that stuff starts coming to you as well. But overall, like, brands have always, not concede here, it's just like an absolute like wowie blessing that's happened for TTL, but brands pretty much always have pursued us. Geez, just saying it sounds kind of bratty, but that's just how it's worked out for us so far. How do you start generating income by showing products? I think I talked about this, that before you begin thinking about how do I gain money by showing products, focus on your passion, your value, your community, what it is that makes you special, and keep honing that. And Carol and I were just talking because it's Q4 starting, it's tax season again, it feels like it's always tax season, and she reminded me, she's like, do you remember that at the end of the year when we would do our taxes and you used to have literally thousands of dollars and you were spending on products, on blogs, on all these things that we would have to, include in our taxes. And now, wow, you don't really have those expenses that you're submitting anymore. Well, lovies, I am telling you, I put my skin in the game for years. Like, it was coming out of my own bank account, me buying products and trying it, tagging a brand, sharing it that way. And so I remember my very first job that I got by tagging something that was something I loved and I was using it all the time, and the brand really took an interest in the content that I was creating, was CO Beauty. And CO Beauty reached out and they were just like, oh my gosh, TTL, we just love what you're doing. We would love for you to create some content for us. And that was like one of our very first paid gigs, but it happened because I, like I said, was buying the products myself and sharing them and integrating them into my life. It was a very organic and natural fit. And so I want to just really quick, since I'm here and I'm touching on this right now, I would say that Carol and I turn down more jobs than we take. We get job offers all the time, and definitely it's just like a no for a number of reasons, but certainly when it's sharing, I do a lot of skincare, do a lot of beauty and that kind of thing. So when it comes to that, I need to love it. Either I love it and you've given me time to try it, or it's not going to fit, especially if it's something that I'm not already using. And so whenever I begin to post something, or you see me doing something that's delineate it with ad or sponsored or partner, that kind of thing. It's because I've already vetted this product. I've already fallen in love with this product. I already authentically am using it, and it just is a natural fit for us. And it's never ever do I want to feel like I've just partnered with someone and it just felt phony. It just felt like this wasn't a good fit. And so by extension, although the products that I receive and I share and I try are not products that I'm buying myself anymore, but that was something that was always a part of our, it was an established thing that we did. I was always buying products. I was always trying them. It's just now that when I try a product and I like it and it's a good fit collaboratively with a brand, now we take it on as a paid income for us and for them. All organic. Share products that you love organically, tag that brand, create content around those things. Sometimes you gotta, you gotta woo them a little bit, like, hey, I'm over here, I am loving your hair products, I am eating this, I am wearing this, and consistency. You never know who's watching out there. They could just tap you on your shoulder and say, we would love for you to create some content for us, and we're gonna pay you. So can you make this a career? Absolutely. I think that we've established that this could be your career. How do you get products to endorse and talk about? I just spoke on this. You're going to buy your own stuff and share. Like that's the formula. It's like I said, you gotta be willing to invest in yourself on this. And it took us years to start getting PR packages and all of that. I don't take it for granted. And I do pinch myself. Like a lot of times people are like, oh, well, what are you gonna do with all of that like stuff that you get? I have people in my life. I have my mom, I have Carol, I have the girls, like I have Nicolette. I give this stuff away, but also when I receive a PR package, I am eternally filled with like gratitude, because I do remember the days where I was spending buckets of money on products. And so it is definitely a blessing and a source of pride when I receive a PR package. I'm like, oh my goodness, they like what TTL is doing, and so much so that they've sent me this special gift for me to try their brand, and it is huge. It is each box I receive is a representation of the hard work that I've put in, and I never take it for granted. It just is surreal, honestly. How long from starting until you began making money? I don't think I said this specifically, but it was definitely like a couple of years before we even got like our first like job, and by no means was it like enough money to live off of. So the next question is, how much can you make in a month? It definitely depends on your following size, but some of like really big influencers are definitely making like 6 figures a month, which probably is insane. I know it sounds insane, but I don't know about a month. I don't know other people, but you can definitely make 6 figures a year doing influencing, content creating, blogging, TikToking, all of that stuff. Consistency, posting, taking enough jobs and all of that, you could definitely be in a strong 6-figure situation. Payment specifically, is it best to use a Cash App service or direct banking? I'm just going to read from this. It says, are you referring to payment method for your clients? Some types of businesses want to pay you via PayPal or similar or wire. If given the option, our suggestion is to have it wired to your bank, because we did have a problem with PayPal. They shut down our account without like any explanation, and so that means that any money that you had kind of banked away in PayPal, they have like a hold on it, which we thankfully didn't have money sitting with PayPal. But yeah, you want to get your money directly to your bank account and not have like a third party go between. It could be a big financial blow for your business. So whenever possible, have it given to you directly. And how did I know it was time to go full time? When I knew that the income that we were making was going to supersede what I was making in my full-time job. And that's the honest truth. How do you price for deliverables required by the brand? How do you price for deliverables? You know what, this is one I don't know, and Carol and I both put this together, and she didn't fill that one in, but it is based on your number of followers. And so there's like an equation that you, if I find that out, I will put like an addendum to this, and I'll let you guys know. But yeah, there's like per follower you charge 5 cents or something like that, or there's some set whatever, and then there's usage rights in there, like exclusivity in there, like there's some other factors in charging a brand on like when you're going to take a paid job and how you're going to ultimately, you know, receive your fee, or what is going to be the bottom line. That is it for this conversation all about having a career in social media. Thank you so much for letting me I don't know, just take up your whatever part of the day it is. I am so thankful to have all of you darlings in my community, and this one was really special because it was all about, you know, answering the questions that you all have. And social media, having a career in social media is definitely the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I've not had the easiest life, but it is also very gratifying and rewarding, and I wouldn't be doing anything else. I love having TTL, and it just, I made for it is what it is. So anyway, babes, I'm going to get back to my English breakfast tea latte, and you darlings have a fabulous day, and cheers. I'm gonna have a sip of my tea.